Welcome to
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you
I
doing?
talk about so many different things
How you
pertaining
been?
life and living and all
What's
sorts of
going
stuff.
on?
But only here with
What's
me, moral in
good?
the story behind it.
Are you
Please
getting it
subscribe
in?
and check me out
Somebody
later
getting it
over
for
on
you?
YouTube and YouTube. And welcome
What's
to the
going
Integrate Podcast
on,
House. You can
people?
follow me on Instagram. See y'all.
Subscribe to my channel.
Okay, I want to share this story with. This is about Elizabeth DeVos. She's 61 years old now. She's the one allegedly is the one that's putting a lot of transgenders in jeopardy and stuff. But I want to give you a little bit about her. Her name is Elizabeth DeVos. She's the 11th and current United States Secretary of Education, 2017. Now, Betty is a Republican known for her support for schools, choices, school voucher programs, and a charter school. She was born January the 8th, 1958. She's 61 in Harlem. And she's also married to a guy named Dick. And they was started married being back of 1979. Now I want to share this story about her and what is happening. Her name is Yes Betsy is aware that she is putting transgender kids in danger. The Educational Secretary rolled back trans students' rights and support charter school that discriminates. Education Secretary Betsy is defending her decision to eliminate protection for transgender students, despite knowing the potential consequences of her actions. Betsy appeared this week before the House of Education of Labor Committee, where lawmakers questioned her push to rescind the Obama administration and guidelines extending the Title V protection to trans kids in the school. Now, under Betsy, Department of Education rolled back these protections, which explicitly demands that public schools allow trans students to use public restrooms aligned to their gender identity, even if they're conflicted with their assigned gender in their birth certificate. When roll back the guidance that you do not know that the stress of harassment and discrimination that can lead to the lower abstinence of grades, depression, anxiety for a transgender student. Republican Suzanne asked Betty, do you know that when Betsy began to explain that the Office of Civil Rights and Community Protection of All Students, Suzanne cut her off. I'm sorry, but I really like an answer. Students and family need to know this. The Civil Rights Subcommittee chairwoman pressed before repeating her question. Now, give me a second here. Now, give me a second here. Now, I'm also know that Betsy said, but I will say again that OCR committed to ensure that all students have access to education free from discrimination. And Suzanne then asked Betsy, before rolling back the protection she knew about an American Academy or pediatric study that revealed that alarming levels of attempted suicide among trans youth. I'm aware that the data. Betsy responded. Suzanne later issued a statement saying that she was troubled by Betsy's response that the Department of Education has respondedly protective of all students, but acknowledged that she moved forward and planned to roll back the protection for the transgender students despite knowing that it would really put them at risk. Last month, Betsy appeared before the House refusing to say the opposed anti-LGBTQ discrimination, repeatedly evaluating a question of whether she thought it would be okay for the student to discriminate students based on their sexual identity and gender identity. So somebody said somebody blocked her at the ladies' room door and called security before she doesn't look like a real female. Okay, give me a second here. This is my thing. What can we hear? I don't really understand the progress if we're starting to move backwards. Progress means move forward. If you're finding something that's working and it's achieving lives and making children that want to commit suicide, they're living, they're trying to find ways, they're going after jobs, they're starting their careers, they're starting to do things that's very productive. And to take all that back away from this is taking the life out of every child. And it's very sad. And it's very sad for parents who basically stand by their children. Because now they have to put this is the thing. You put the parents on a 24-hour watch on their children. Because discrimination is deeply rooted. Children are committing suicide. And this is a fact. And the sad part about it is, a parent could do everything as far as help their children and do everything, stand with their children. They say, Mommy, I'm fine, and they go in that room and kill themselves. Because their kid wasn't fine. We don't need the I'm sorry or I'm sorry for your loss. We need you just to fix it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. And it's not broke. I don't understand why this is so important to destroy human lives when this world should be much more empowering. We should be much more uplifting. We should be much more positive. Why is this so important to destroy young people that's in the development of their prime of growing up to be positive role models to many that falls behind them? To take this and make it into a mockery like it has, Betsy, it's just a shame for you to even do this. Unfortunately, we live in a world when people don't seem to have those type of children. They don't have much empathy. The only time these things really matter is when it drops on people's doorstep. We live in a world that it doesn't matter to me if it doesn't affect me. It always matters to people when it affects them. Now, if one of Betsy's children was this way, Betsy would have a whole different outlook. Unfortunately, clearly, she doesn't quite know the problem of this. And it's sad because for you, Betsy, you should really need to think about this and fix this. Your children are waking up every morning. Now just take an empathy of another child's parent who does everything right and their kid is not waking up. Just imagine that child is yours. Just imagine that child is yours. Put yourself in other people's shoes. That's all we're asking. Help fix things. As a woman, we would think that you would have much more empathy. You're supposed to be nurturing and caring. When is that option could become off the table, Betsy? Why is that option off the table? You're supposed to be a nurturer. You're supposed to be a leader helping people. You're talking about children, destroying children's lives. We're not even going to talk about even adults. You could fix this. It is not too late, Betsy. You could fix this. Anyway, like I said before, I love you. If you're looking at this, subscribe to my channel. I love your feedback, how you feel about this. You know, it's really sad. Subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and let you I love you, and thank you for watching Kiss the Rave.